I know what you're all thinking at this exact moment. You're all wondering, how many likes does that Instagram post have that I just posted? You know that Throwback Thursday? And now you're wondering, who is this guy? And how does he know that I just posted something to social media? Well, I'm no guru, and I don't think I'm psychic. My name is Tony DaSilva. I'm a fellow pioneer. I attended Cal State University East Bay, and I am now an alumni. I graduated in the summer of 2017. During my time here, I majored in business administration with a focus in marketing. My time here was well spent. I met some amazing people, formed some lifetime bonds, and I had some very, very, very long nights. But I'm thankful for all of it. And now, I'd like to do a little activity with you all. If I can get my lovely assistant up here. All right. And sorry, what is your name? Stephanie. Give a round of applause for Stephanie, please. What I'd like to have Stephanie do is open up Instagram. She's going to open up one of my accounts. Now, if you go right here, she's going to open up the feed and just start. There you go. So you see what Stephanie is doing? She's scrolling, right? True. But what else is she doing? She's consuming content. Now, by a show of hands, how many of us consume content? Every hand in here should be up. We all consume content on the daily. We all consume content on the daily. Now, my question to you all is this. Instead of using social media as a consumer, instead of consuming content, have you ever thought about using social media for business? Well, this is growing a brand or a business on Instagram. So this is very important. I want you guys to understand this. Social media has completely shifted the way that we live our lives. Literally every aspect, whether it's social, interactions between family and friends, work, business, everything. And you know what? We are so lucky to be living during this time. At no other point in history have we ever been able to almost instantaneously contact someone, even if they're halfway across the world. There is no more having to send mail, waiting a week for it to get there, come back. There's no more having to buy these calling cards that we have to spend $10 on to get 5 minutes of talking time. No, social media has brought tremendous opportunity to us, especially for those who are open to it. So now, I'd like to take some time and I'd like to show you guys some stories of a couple of people who have decided to use social media for business. This is Andy too. Andy is just a regular guy from Oakland, California. Or should I say, was a regular guy. You see, Andy decided to utilize his skills and knowledge obtained on shooting photography and videography in order to grow an engaged following on Instagram. Because of the credibility and the influence that he's gained with his fans, companies now reach out to Andy and they pay him to do what he loves, spreading positivity through photography and videography. Now, this is an amazing thing because now he's a full-time content creator and influencer. He is what some might call living his best life. Now, if you guys look to your right, this is an actual post that Andy posted to his Instagram account. It says this: "Crazy to think that not too long ago, I was just a curious kid who's with a camera who was curious to see what was outside of Oakland. Through this app, I've met some incredible people, seen some beautiful landscapes, and made some memories that'll last a lifetime." How beautiful is that? Of how impactful social media has been on his life. This is VaynerMedia. So, due to the skyrocketing demand for social media management, there has also been a skyrocketing demand for social media agencies. VaynerMedia is one of the largest, if not the largest, social media digital marketing agencies in the space. They've helped numerous brands grow, Fortune 100s, Fortune 500s, you name it. But this is no coincidence that they're at the top. Some of you may have noticed who this is. This is their founder and CEO. His name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary is a thought leader in the marketing space and the social media marketing space. He's constantly helping other entrepreneurs and other marketers and providing tips and tactics for them to use because he understands the power of social media. I will say this, social media isn't necessarily Gary's passion per se, but he's using this as an avenue to get to his ultimate goal. Fun fact, Gary looks to one day own the New York Jets football team. Yeah, how's that for a dream? Well, Gary is a perfect example of someone who is utilizing social media for business. This is Movement Watches, founded by a couple of college kids, Jake and Kramer. They were just a couple of college kids looking to solve a problem. And that's what they did. They wanted to create a sleek watch brand that was for millennials, by millennials. Now, in doing so, they were on a mission. They were on a mission to prove that you could start a brand or a business completely online using e-commerce and social media. In other words, having no physical presence. So they've set forth to do this. And might I say that by their second year in business, they were able to generate over $7 million in revenue. How did they do this? Influencer marketing and paid social media ads. At this point, the two have sold the business to another company you may have heard of, Movado Watches, but not before earning a substantial amount of profit. Profit which these two can now utilize to fund future business ventures. That's an accomplishment. This guy you might have recognized. His name is Tony DaSilva. He too has decided to utilize social media for business. Now at this point, Tony has grown two strong brands which originally started on Instagram. One in the drone industry and another in the truck industry. He's had opportunities to partner with other brands in the same space. He's grown two Shopify e-commerce stores and is now sharing his knowledge and his progress with others so that they too can begin to utilize social media for business to create an impact. Tony's what I like to call paying it forward. So I'd like to take a step back real quick. I want you guys to really get a grasp on the whole Instagram model. And as I mentioned earlier, there's different avenues that you can take. But for the sake of this example, I'll go ahead and lay out the model that I'm choosing to take using social media and e-commerce. So you take Instagram. What is Instagram? Well, Instagram is a platform, right? But it's not just any platform. You might ask, well, Tony, there's plenty of platforms out there. Why Instagram? Why grow a business or a brand on Instagram? Well, I'll tell you why. Attention. See, attention is important. And what do I mean by attention? I mean 1 billion active users as of 2019. That's attention. Now, if you're a business or brand or entrepreneur, that's where you want to be. And aside from this, Instagram has also provided a numerous amount of features that helps businesses promote easily. So now you take this platform and you add niche targeting. And by niche targeting, I mean you select a specific audience that has specific wants and specific needs. And you look to fill those wants and needs. Once you have your platform, once you have your niche targeting, this then equals an interested audience. An audience which you can provide service to, products to. whatever it is that they're interested in. Next, you take your audience and you create an advanced sales funnel. This part is key. At this point, this is where you're going to work on converting your followers from followers to customers. With this funnel, it can include email marketing, social media paid ads, influencer marketing, text message marketing, which is still relatively new. Regardless of which strategy you choose, this is the key part where you will turn your follower from follower to customer. And you're going to do this by building credibility and by building trust. Once they trust you enough, once they see that you're providing massive value to them, they will convert to customer. So now you have your customers, right? And once you have your customer, as long as you are providing great customer service and valuable products or services, you will then retain customers, and you will create loyal customers. And any real business person or entrepreneur knows that repeat business is what's going to allow you to create a sustainable business and a scalable business. So now, you too can create a brand and work to solve a problem, just like these couple of college kids. You too can use your passion or your skills and turn them into a business, just like Andy with his photography and his videography. You too can take advantage of this social media trend and start your own agency and just use it as an avenue to get to the next point in life, to get to your next venture, just like Gary Vee. You too can be like Tony DaSilva and learn these skills, apply them, and then teach them to others so you can pay it forward. Now that you're aware of all these methods and these things that are possible, and now that you see that other people are doing them, you too, with a little bit of dedication and hard work, a great strategy, and a little bit of help, you can do it. Now, I want to leave you guys with this. If you get anything from this conversation, anything at all, I want you guys to do this. I want you guys to stop being a consumer. Stop consuming content like our friend Stephanie. And I want you guys to utilize social media for business with purpose to create the life that you want. My name is Tony DaSilva. Thank you.